Alright, so today's video, we are watching a Plat 1 Soldier 76. Now, I have a bit of a summary here on what this game has, and this is quite the interesting one. So, they say that they are in Plat and think they should be in Masters. They felt like their team wasn't doing enough. They were constantly getting kills and taking good angles. Their team was too aggressive and died before they could get value from those angles. The enemy hog was blatantly focusing them too much. Their supports weren't healing enough, and they were blaming their support healing numbers, and they need to know if they could have done things better or if their team is just not good enough. All right, this is going to be a good one. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. It's video time. Green screen is there, but I have a couple upgrades we're making to the green screen over the next week that will make it a little bit. All right, well, it took you a bit to get out of the spawn doors. Good helix. I don't even. Why is the Junkrat in there though? Now I just see that. I'm just like, huh? How is everybody in these? Quite the angle so far. Yeah, so the angle you would take is by going left at a certain point, which you did. Okay, so far, it's been okay. It's been an interesting start. Your team's done a good job of creating space for you. You don't really have to do much there on that side of things. So yeah, you just gotta worry about hitting your shots and you're in a good spot. Not bad. You hear the junk. Why is this Junkrat? Junkrat has a playstyle. Holy crap. So you were talking about your angles you take, and I'm still kind of waiting to see you go for the angles now. I'm going to see what you do now. Good play. Okay. So far it's just been you're playing Soldier 76. Has he used healing station yet? Probably soon. I imagine. The Moira. I do want to explain something in a second, though. And this just kind of goes to... I want to pause for a second. Whenever your team kind of plays like this, and you're rolling a map, you were talking about your teammates' healing numbers. If your team is absolutely rolling them, and that's what we've been seeing, by the way, is your team absolutely rolling them, sometimes your healing numbers aren't going to be that high for your supports because there's nothing to heal. So the other team ends up, like, stacking a bunch of healing numbers because they have to heal their teammates who are always in, like, 3v5s. If your team has, like, it going like this, and you're like, oh, why is my team not healing me? Why are their healing numbers so low? Even if you start off, like, only 5 minutes of a 20-minute game of just absolutely rolling them, there's a pretty good chance the healing numbers on your team may fall behind the other team purely because they didn't need to heal anybody, right? It goes the same with, like, damage numbers. Sometimes it's like a tank you get rolled, and, like, you're down 2,000 damage, and you play perfect the rest of the game, and you're still down 2,000 damage because the other tank is playing well consistently, and your team had a tough start, right? Sometimes you kind of have to take that into account because so far your team's been rolling. So there's been very minimal areas where they can heal. And like you might complain like, oh, I have 134 HP right now and I'm not getting healed. Like you also have a healing station and a cart in front of you. You don't even need to worry about that at that point. Like the cart heals you, your healing station will heal you too. If you decide not to use your healing station, that's going to be on you. But so far there's like not much opportunity for your teammates to get a lot of healing on you. Also, I love how look at what your team's at so far. Look at your position in 2. This is on you if you get rolled. Just want to point that out. Oh, heal station, let's go! I don't understand. That's on you, by the way. all you need to do there is stay mid-range at a good angle. You said you played really good angles. If that is considered a good angle to you, that's not a good angle. Straight up, that was not a good angle. Also, it's also helpful when you're playing, too, like when you're actually involved in the team fight rather than sitting here for 15 seconds AFK. I'm not sure if you were trying to type to your teammates blaming them somehow there, but that was not a good angle, and you were not in a good spot there. That was on you, no one else. Just want to point that out. A good angle for you is a little bit further back, even on top of the bridge somewhere where you can play mid-range and they can't get to you. Instead, you stood right in front of them and gave them free picks. Remember how that Moira went to the point? If you were playing in the correct spot after that tire, you would have killed the Moira and you would have gotten the point. See, by the way, this spot right here, look at this. Do you see where you're at? Are you seeing this? This is where you should have been. Or you should have been further back where that soldier was at, so that way you can at least play those angles. How much better is this? How much better is that than how it was going before? Do I stream every day? I stream like usually 6 days a week. This weekend I have something to do, but then after that, yeah, we're chilling. I think you're gonna get away with this. 100%. Yeah, you're good. You love to see it. Wonderful play. That's a good angle. Oh, man. I mean, good play. So, I just need to kind of, like, point out, you had mentioned, like, your angles were really good. Like, is Soldier, like, covering his face? Like, no, you didn't see that. You didn't see that play. You didn't see that play. Yeah, you haven't really taken many angles outside of when you went on the bridge up here. Like, you really haven't taken any angles in general. Like, you've just been kind of playing Soldier 76. Nice play. Good job. I've been hitting some shots, which has been nice. That Moira must have been in a Junkrat trap, right? Like, there's no way. And that must have been what happened. What rank is this? This is Plat, and the Soldier thinks they should be in Masters. I'm watching. This is a good spot, by the way. Good spot. Be careful of the hog, though. You're gonna be at an angle where they can hook you. Okay, they missed. You're good. Good spot. This is a good choice. I like this play. Yeah, you heard the person that might go behind you. They might stay left side, though. It might be the Junkrat that's got the elim. Kill the pylon. Good focus. Junkrat next. Hey, I mean, you're on a good spot right now. Like, this is just a good spot. This right here kind of shows you how good positioning can be. Whether or not a team fight is won, it just shows you, like, the strength of a good spot. That hog knows you're there, by the way. I don't know if you know you're going to get jump hooked here in a second, but it's going to happen. I'm surprised they didn't try to jump hook you. Good job getting out of there. Pylon above you. Nice job by your Doom right there. Good positioning again. There you go, thank you. I was gonna say, that pylon, if you leave it there, is gonna make that really difficult for your team. Stay up here, by the way. Your teammates are gonna be the one pushing cart. If your teammates get off the cart, it's gonna be on them. Ult now. Oh, the hog's on point. Good luck. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere on that one. Nope. Nope. So I think... Okay, so already I want to stop for a second here. Just to point out, I think when you drop down from that high ground, like you just did, that actually was not the play, and I think you might have been able to win that from the high ground if you stayed up there. When you drop down to the low ground, it kind of played into their ability to use cover more. When you're up in that high ground, you're going to be fine. I feel like you actually played into their team more than you actually just gave yourself an opportunity to win. You dropping from the high ground actually was going away from a good angle. And like, when you're talking about a good angle, just to point out, you were in a good position. I like that, but yeah. I think if you stay in the high ground there, you just win that. You didn't need to drop down. And going back to like your supports, their healing numbers weren't as extremely high. The other team has taken way more damage than your team has been taking, which means their healing numbers will be much higher. Straight up. There's also a Roadhog who has taken so much damage to the point where even their heals, like they're running out of healing at a certain point, and their teammates are like, that is just going to be much more healing to go around, so that's not going to matter at any point of that. So now you want to be on this bridge, but you also want to fall back at a certain... Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the strength of Soldier is the ability to be at one spot, do a bunch of poke damage to frustrate the other team, and then run away. Not sit in the same spot for 30 seconds and then get rolled, because usually that's what will happen. Now, granted, you know, the next Eichenwald game, you could play a game where no one looks high ground, and you could sit right there and you'll be fine. But this team has kind of shown that they're willing to look high ground, so you need to play it kind of to how that team plays, and yeah, that's going to be more on you than it's going to be on anybody else. All right, you're back on point. Nice to limb. I love how the Moira goes like 2 feet in front of him on their fades. Remember, your healing station can also help your team if they do get low. Don't be afraid to drop a healing station to assist your team there, okay? Healing station can help your team. It would be really helpful for your team. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Healing station gives you all charge, too. It's worth it. That one's on you. That was a good trade, but that's only person there is on you. So you should take high ground. You don't necessarily need to take high ground right here. You need to play more of like the map. Like the best way to explain it is like, yeah, you can go up here and play high ground. This is a very safe play, and this is a very good default spot. But like, you gotta remember, Eichenwald, what really defines first point is this. You see like the giant like statue tower thing here? This is how you dictate how you can play Soldier. You just kind of rotate around really fast like that, to the point where they can't do anything. So it's not necessarily going where Junkrat is all the time, right? You can go there, but it's also going to result in you getting rolled if they just stay up there too long, as we saw at the beginning. This is kind of where the map is really played, is around this area. So, like, you'll always hear take angles. Well, an example is if a team goes here, then you take this angle, right? Now they're kind of, like, stuck. They go for you, you're out of there, and then you take this angle. Say they get both sides of that, then you back up to the safer spots, and you can play that way, right? So that's kind of how Eichenwald plays there, so you don't necessarily need to just force the bridge high ground, because that's how you give them free picks. It doesn't mean you can't play here. Obviously, your tank is there, so it's okay to play a little bit closer up, but it's also recognized when your tank backs up. If you stay here for too long, you'll end up getting rolled. At least in my opinion. Ha! I guess that's helpful. Yep, and here it is. See, you were in the good spot, you stayed there for too long, you got rolled. That, once again, is on you. There's a certain point where you need to get away from the spot you're in as Soldier 76, and the strength of Soldier 76 is this sprint button. So sprinting around the map and sprinting around the areas is what's going to be really beneficial. Most soldiers are going to want to just, like, you know what? You want the green screen? Give me, like, 2 seconds to set up the green screen to show my point.
A few moments later.
Hi! Soldier 76 gameplay is generally like this, okay? You ready? So you walk in, and Soldier 76 is like, all right, I'm here. Then you start doing a bunch of damage, right? Doing a bunch of damage. You're shooting at him. Then you go, bye! How's it going? You see that? That is Soldier 76 gameplay. If you stand here and go, hello, I am Soldier 76, and I am here to do a bunch of damage and sit on the high ground. How you doing? That's when you fall over. So Soldier 76 is like, you take 5 or 6 shots and go, bye! And then you're like, soldiers over there. No, they're not. And you're like, no, I'm not. Over here now. That's Soldier 76 gameplay. That's how you want to play Soldier 76. That's how you want to go about that. You don't just stand there half the time and go, hello, I am up on the high ground on the bridge. Please two-shot me. And if I'm lucky, I'll get one shot. Thank you so much. Have a good day. All right, let's continue on here.
They're on the point.
Hey, there you go. That was a good job. You saw a Roadhog and ran away. That was good. Good job going high ground here, by the way. This is very well played. You see the Sojourn. Wonderful. Good job. Nice job. I want to point out, we're always... Oh, broken keyboard. Broken keyboard. You know, I'm surprised the Sojourn didn't do that to you twice when they got you on the high ground bridge above you. When you're on the high ground, and then you got rolled. Good play there, by the way. That was a very good play. I like your recognition of the Sojourn.
What is that melody?
Like, I liked your recognition of where the Sojourn was, and then, like, taking that fight on that angle. That was a very good play. Now, remember, when we talk about staying in one spot, right? You stayed there for too long, and now you're finding yourself sprint around. Is that the one time the Roadhog went for you and you decided the Roadhog's gone for you the whole game? One thing about your Soldier is you are staying in your spots for too long. Oh, look at that Roadhog only going for you while you're the only one on the bridge. Aim's been solid, I agree. Keep in mind, I always talk about this. Whenever we do, like, spectating, and, like, we look over replays, I'm going to point out the good, and I'm going to point out the things you can work on. I think it's very important to also point out where you're making good plays and you're doing correct plays, because if I sit here and hyper-focus so much on all of the good play, or all the bad plays that you're making, you may not recognize what the good plays are, and then you may start to improve on your areas where you're not playing as well, right? Which is good, but then you may not strengthen or keep the areas you're strong at strong or stronger, right? That's kind of why I go with both of that. So, oh yeah, if we see the good play, I'll let you know.
Stole that payload.
You want to take bridge control for now? Be wary of any of the DPS that stayed high ground. This is good, though. This is good. You hear him. You hear him. Just be careful of... Oh, never mind. Look out. You feel like you might not be familiar enough with the map to take advantage of good angles? I mean, in the description said they were taking really good angles. And that their teammates weren't giving them enough time to set up on those angles. That was bound to happen. You've peeked that spot like 15 times in a row. Nice job flanking this. Win or lose here, like, I like the... Keep in mind, I want to point something. They're not going to be able to get on the cart, but I like this play. And the reason being is like, if you get behind here and your teammates survive for like an extra 3 seconds, this leads to a one-team fight. If Soldier 76 runs to the cart, you're going to fall over anyway, so this is like a pretty good risk-reward. I like the concept and the idea of like this play, because you go to the cart, you get rolled anyway. If your team survives for an extra 3 seconds, you can win this. You see what I'm saying? So that was good. Get a clean up the limb. Be careful here. Remember, they're going to have spawns behind you. So, yeah, I would say commit to getting a limb here. And if they get you, they get you. Yeah, honestly, chat, I am totally fine with all that. I mean, in theory, you could have stayed on the point and try to, like, kill the Moira. But the Moira might be able to get away. Why not go left? I mean, I would prefer that you reset there and get back with your team, then sit there and run into this issue where they end up in a 4v5, and then you have to try to flank through that small choke as like a Soldier 76. Some heroes can get away with it a little bit more. I feel like Soldier 76 may struggle at times with that. Also, it's okay to use your visor. I was gonna say, I think it's okay to use your visor at some point. Even like you know what's, the funny thing is, in some ranks, like just hearing the voice line of visor leads to like a good play. Good play. Back with a good high ground spot. That's a good job. I like that because he couldn't aimbot the. You couldn't aimbot the pylon. It just yeah. Okay, listen, it happens.
60 seconds.
Dude, I don't mind you staying here for a little bit, but the same result will happen here like you've seen in the other areas of the... Yep. So what we've learned today is that the angles you're taking are okay, but then you're staying at those angles for too long, and that is your problem. That is your number one problem. It isn't because your teammates aren't healing you. It isn't because your teammates aren't giving you enough time to, like, take these angles. It's because you are staying there for too long. That is your number one problem. He says, you're happy to finally be watching actual live content and not someone trying to sell something? Well, I got some good news for you. I have What a Swell Treat merchandise that you can... Well, actually, this has been sold out for a while, but it is a swell treat. Now, let me show you this other product we have over here. We have a half thing of water that I use to... that I drink to be able to... it's good for hydration and things like that. Let's watch the results of this game, which, by the way, is over. Okay, so just to kind of give you a little bit of, like, feedback on what to do here, all of the stuff you mentioned about your teammates doing this, your teammates doing that, your teammates not helping you, not enough healing, etc., that is all, we're not going to talk about any of that because that ended up being irrelevant this game. Your problem is you stay in spots for too long. Angles, good job. You did a good job on being on angles sometimes, but you stayed there for too long. And the strength of Soldier 76 is your ability to get to one angle, run away, and end up at a new angle. Or run away and disappear for like 10 seconds and then be back at that angle again. Not sit there the whole time and then get mad that you're not winning off of that. That is how Soldier 76 is played. You're going to struggle with that if you do that the whole time. And that's how that game goes. So, you said you think you should be in Masters. I think you need to figure out how you want to play the game with those angles first. And understand that playstyle, and then you'll see climbing. But I think right now, you need to do that first. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. If you want to submit your own spectating, if you look in the description below, you will see my Discord, in which you can join my Discord and submit spectating stuff there. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam right there, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.